The Elephant and the Paper Crane. In the heart of a lush green valley in Thailand, Dao lived at the elephant sanctuary. Every morning, she watched the giants wake up. They were as big as mountains, with ears like heavy blankets and trunks that could pull down trees. Dao loved them more than anything, but as she stood in the tall grass, she felt as tiny as a blade of clover. She wanted to help the sanctuary, but her hands felt too small for such big work. Dao tried to help the older volunteers. She grabbed a heavy wooden bucket to bring water to the babies, but she couldn't even lift it off the ground. Her face turned red as she pulled and tugged. She watched the tall workers carry huge bundles of sugarcane and scrub the elephants' backs with long brushes. "I'm just a little girl," Dao sighed, sitting down on a dusty bench. "What can someone small like me ever do?" A man named Mr. Tsuru was sitting on the other end of the bench. He had traveled all the way from Japan to see the elephants. He noticed Dao's sad face and reached into his bag, pulling out a small square of bright blue paper. "In my home," he said softly, "we believe that folding paper can carry a wish." He began to fold the paper with quick, nimble fingers, showing Dao how to crease the edges just right. With one final tug, the paper transformed. It wasn't a flat square anymore. It was a delicate crane with pointed wings and a long, elegant neck. "This is a crane of hope," Mr. Tsuru explained, placing it in Dao's palm. "It reminds us that even the smallest fold matters. Kindness is like this bird. It starts small, but it can fly very far." Dao held the paper bird as if it were made of glass. Later that afternoon, Dao noticed something that made her heart sink. Some visitors had left behind plastic bottles and snack wrappers near the elephant enclosure. The mother elephant was sniffing a crinkly bag, thinking it might be food. The elephants looked uneasy, pacing back and forth. The sanctuary didn't feel like a safe home anymore. It felt messy and cluttered. Dao knew she had to do something, even if she wasn't strong enough to carry buckets. Dao ran to her room and gathered every scrap of colorful paper she could find. She sat on the porch and began to fold. Fold after fold, she made red cranes, yellow cranes, and green cranes. On the wing of every single bird, she used her best handwriting to write 4 words. "One kind act today." She hoped that if people saw the beauty of the paper birds, they might remember to be beautiful to the earth, too. Dao went to the volunteer station and handed a crane to a tall boy named Pim. "Please take this," she said bravely. Pim looked at the tiny paper bird and laughed. He showed it to his friends, who were busy leaning on their shovels. "A paper bird?" Pim chuckled. "Dao, these won't clean the ground or feed the animals. We need big muscles for this work, not toys." Dao's cheeks burned, but she left a crane for everyone anyway. Suddenly, the sky turned a bruised purple and a tropical rainstorm crashed down. Wind whipped through the trees, and the rain turned the dust into mud. The wind picked up the litter, blowing the plastic bottles and wrappers everywhere. Pim and the other volunteers scrambled to catch the trash before it blew into the elephant's pond, but the wind was too fast and the rain was too blinding. Pim reached into his pocket to wipe his face and felt something sharp. It was Dao's paper crane. He pulled it out and read the wet ink on the wing. "One kind act today." He looked at his friend Lek, who was also holding a soggy crane. The message gave them a spark of energy. "If Dao can fold all these," Pim shouted over the rain, "we can certainly pick this up." They stopped grumbling and started working together, forming a line to catch the trash. By the time the sun came out, the sanctuary was sparkling. The trash was gone, and the elephants were peacefully bathing in the clean pond. Pim walked over to Dao and gave her a high five. "Your birds did the biggest job of all," he admitted. Dao smiled, realizing she wasn't too small after all. That evening, she put a special gold crane into an envelope addressed to Mr. Suru in Japan, sending the kindness all the way back home.